Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a little bit since I sat down and did a video, and I am kind of struggling emotionally right now, so I need to take my mind off of the crap that's going on in my head. So I wanted to make a video showing you guys my makeup collection. I've done, a few get ready with me's, and you guys have seen me do my makeup before, but you guys haven't seen my makeup collection. If you know me, you know that I love makeup. It's like my favorite thing in the entire world. My makeup collection is a bit big, but please take in mind when I'm showing you my makeup collection that I have been collecting makeup for quite some time, and especially over the last 2 years, I've been between Christmas presents, birthday presents, and me buying my own makeup, I have quite a collection. So I wanted to kind of show you guys what I have, what I use every day, and some of my favorite palettes. And yeah, let's get started. So I want to start with Morphe, and I'm going to start with eyeshadow palettes because like eyeshadow palettes and liquid lipsticks are like my two things. Like I have so much liquid lipstick and I have so many eyeshadow palettes, it's a bit ridiculous, but I'm showing it to you guys. It's happening. So my tiniest Morphe palette is the Morphe Artistry palette. It's really small and cute. Here are the colors inside. It's super convenient. It has a lot of like naturals, and naturals are what I usually go for, or reds and browns and oranges. So I love this palette. I also own the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Vault, and that consists of 4 different palettes, and this is by Jaclyn Hill. The 4 palettes that you get, they are labeled at the top. You get 4 different palettes. The first one is the Ring the Alarm palette, and it has a bunch of beautiful reds and oranges. This is my favorite palette out of the 4, hands down. Like I said, I am a sucker for reds. I'm wearing like a salmon color right now from a different Morphe palette that I'll get to in a minute. But this is the Ring the Alarm palette in the Vault. The next one that it comes with is Armed and Gorgeous. Very beautiful browns and a few golds and some more oranges as well. And I also really love this palette. I'll say it again and again and again. I am a sucker for browns and oranges and just pretty much anything neutral. The next palette in the Vault is Bling Boss, and this is more purples and pinks, and I love this palette as well. I've used all of them, pretty much except for the last one, and I'll get to that in a minute. And the last palette is called Dark Magic, and this one has like blues and greens, and I don't really wear blues and greens as much as I do the other colors, so I haven't used this palette as much, but I would like to dive into it a little bit more and go a bit out of my comfort zone. But those are the 4 palettes that come in the Jaclyn Hill Vault by Morphe. I did buy this off of a girl on eBay that had purchased 2 of them herself. I don't have any problems with the formula. Like a bunch of people had a bunch of different problems with the Vault. I haven't had an issue with it. I actually really love these palettes. The next Morphe palette is the next palette is the Morphe 25C palette. It looks as such. This is definitely a go-to palette for me. It is every color that I love putting on my eyes. It's gorgeous and I love it. Pretty much anything Morphe I am obsessed with. Here are the colors again. Gorgeous. The next Morphe palette that I have is the 35M palette, and my little sister got this for me, and it is also stunning. I haven't really dabbled into like this row in particular. I did wear green eyeshadow the other day and it was kind of different for me, but I enjoyed it. I do really like this palette. It has purples, it has reds and neutrals, so I do want to kind of explore this one day. but this is the 35M palette from Morphe. This palette, I use this palette way more than I use any other palette that I own, and it is the Morphe James Charles palette. I know that there's a lot of shit going on right now with James Charles, or there was, but I did buy this before all of that happened, and I don't really care that it has his name on it, just like I don't care that the vault has Jaclyn Hill's name on it, because I literally just dropped one. I don't care that it has their names on it, like that doesn't bother me. What I care about is the quality of the palette and the colors that are in there and whatnot. So this is the James Charles palette. I use this thing so much. I actually used it today for my eyes. So I use this color and this color today for my eyes. It's just a pretty simple salmon kind of neutral look, and that's honestly like this color right here and this color and this color are, if I'm being kind of lazy and I just want to do like a natural look, those are my go-to colors. But everything in this palette is so gorgeous, and I still have the sheet, even though sheets drive me nuts, but this palette is just too epic for me to throw it away. And I do like to know which colors I'm using, even though I don't really check, but this palette is a shiznit. So that is all for my Morphe palettes, and now I'm going to go on to my other eyeshadow palettes that I have like on my desk in my vanity that I'll use more often than other ones. I do have like a big bin of other eyeshadow palettes that I don't usually use as often, or they're a bit older, but I'm going to show you guys the palettes that I have on my vanity that I do grab, you know, more than others, I would say. I will start with my Jeffree Star palettes. The first eyeshadow palette that I ever bought from Jeffree Star was the Androgyny palette. And this one, again, is very beautiful. I've used it quite a few times, except I haven't dabbled into these two colors yet. Blues, I still kind of have a hard time wearing blue eyeshadow. I don't know if it's just like my brain going back to like the 2000s when everybody wore blue eyeshadow, but it was like shimmery blue eyeshadow and it wasn't cute. And that's kind of why I haven't wanted to get his Blue Blood palette, although it's gorgeous. Like, I just know that I really wouldn't use it all that often. This color here, Fetish, is a fave. Dominatrix is a fave. Deja Vu, Charm, Androgyny, Safe Woods, Frosting, I love all of those. And then these two down here are Poison and Swallow, and I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll try doing a blue look, but for now I'm kind of staying away from it. It's just not, it's not my jam. The second Jeffree Star palette that I have is the Beauty Killer palette, and this one is stunning as well. You can create a lot of different looks with these. And once again, the only color that I have not dipped into yet is Expensive, which is the blue color. So I feel like this is a video of me pretty much trying to convince myself that I need to create a blue eyeshadow look soon. And the last Jeffree Star Cosmetics palette that I have is my favorite. So it's sitting on my vanity right now, and this is how I have it sitting. It's a Disney Princess Alien. I don't know, I thought this was funny. It was like the perfect fit, but it sits on my desk like this. But this is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Alien palette. This thing is gorgeous as well. Now, I have dabbled into these greens. This palette is kind of more for like a bit of a crazier, like pop kind of look. Max got me this palette for Christmas, and my mom actually ended up buying me one as well, so I had two and I had to sell one. But I just love having this palette, even if I don't use it all the time. It's a treasure to me. Alright, so now we're gonna dabble into my random palettes that I have on my vanity that I also grab from time to time. The first one is the Pretty Rich palette by Too Faced. I bought this pretty much when it came out. I actually didn't know that this was like a thing until I went to Ulta one day and I was just looking for a new palette to add to my collection, and I saw these shimmers. I don't know if you could see. Oh, there we go. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. It's like almost like a jewelry box kind of. This palette is gorgeous. It is one of my all-time favorites. It is so beautiful. It's hot. Fixing my makeup with a beauty blender. So hot. It's like freaking 90 degrees and I have a sweater on. What is wrong with me? Oh man, I look a mess. That's better. Put on a sweater, but my face is a beauty blender. My gosh, it is way too hot. I'm turning the AC on. I don't care. Okay, back to the video. Alright, so these are the palettes that I use. Sometimes not as much as these ones that I just showed you, but let's get into it. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Artist palette. This was one of my first like kind of name brand palettes that I got, and I used the crap out of it. There are a lot of really gorgeous colors in here, but I haven't really used this in a little bit. I should, because Anastasia is amazing and this palette is amazing. I just have so many of them that it's hard to choose sometimes, like which one I want to use, which is a good problem to have. But this is the Anastasia Artist palette. The next palette is the NYX Ultimate palette. I saw this going around for a little while, and when I saw it, I had to have it. It was like, I think it was out of stock for like a really long time, and then I got my hands on one of them, and come on. If I'm doing a colorful, bright look, I will go to this palette. This was one of the first Tarte. I think actually this is my only Tarte palette, and it's the Tartelette palette. And it is gorgeous as well. It's kind of looking a little damaged. I believe I dropped it and like a couple of these kind of shattered, but this is a really beautiful palette for neutrals and golds. And I haven't used it in a minute, but I probably should because it is gorgeous, but I used to use this all the time. See my stack of eyeshadow palettes. The next two palettes are by Anastasia as well, and this is the Modern Renaissance palette, and this is the Soft Glam palette, and both of these are gorgeous, and I got these a while ago as well, I think like shortly after they came out. This one I used way more. This is a Soft Glam palette, and it's a bunch of neutrals, and it's really gorgeous, and I love this palette. And then the Modern Renaissance is kind of more pink and purples and more lighter neutral tones, and I haven't used this one as much as well. I keep saying that. I am like so bad. I have so many options. Don't come for me. I have been collecting makeup for a while, and makeup makes me happy. If I'm going to spoil myself, I buy myself an eyeshadow palette or a liquid lip. Those are my two faves. The next palette is by NYX. It's the Sugar Trip Squad palette, and the outside is super cute. Like, come on. And then just wait. Oh! NYX has been upping their game with bright eyeshadows, and I'm here for it. And once again, this palette is really good for a bright look, and I'm obsessed. I think I'm just going to turn this video into an eyeshadow palette collection video because I just found more. So these are like the palettes that I don't use as often, or they're kind of old, or I bought them and I didn't really like them all that much, but I'm weird and I don't want to throw them out. I am notorious for giving makeup to like my friends and my little sister. Pretty much anything that I don't really want or I don't use, I try to give away, but I should start cycling some of these into like my vanity area so that I can use them. Some of them are a bit old, so I'm kind of afraid to use them because palettes and makeup has expiration dates, and yeah, I don't want to be putting anything on my eyes that is going to actually end up hurting me. So let's get started. I guess I'll start with the two Kat Von D palettes that I have. The first one is the Shade and Light Eye palette, which looks as such. If you want to, this section is for a certain eye look, this section is for a certain eye look, and this section is for a certain eye look. I kind of got this a while ago. I used it for like a little bit, but not really. I don't know. I guess I kind of used it. It looks like the most used shade here is this black. I do like this palette, and I do like Kat Von D's makeup, but I haven't bought anything from her line in a couple of years. I don't know, I just haven't really used these palettes as much. I don't know. And then I bought the Kat Von D Monarch eyeshadow palette. I think this is a fake. I could be wrong, but I bought it on eBay, and just like the shades, just, I don't know, they're kind of weird textured to me, and I don't know, like I did put it on my eyes, but like the shadows just didn't kind of sit right, so I don't know how to like tell if one is a fake besides the real. But I don't know, when I got this it just kind of looked a bit sketchy to me, and I should probably throw it out because I do think it's a fake, but I'm weird and I'm a hoarder when it comes to makeup, so for some reason I still have it. This is gonna tower over. I am waiting for it. Next two palettes that I have are by Too Faced. This is the Chocolate Bonbons palette, and then this is the Chocolate Bar palette, and these smell so good. I really need it. This one isn't, I think, as old as this one, or maybe they're around the same, I don't know, but they are gorgeous. I need this is the Bonbon palette. Oh, it smells so good. I don't know why I don't have this like on my vanity, because I do love Too Faced, and I really do like these two palettes, so I think I need to start this video. I need to start using my makeup and not letting it sit in a corner and collect dust. I just need to like start cycling through the palettes, you know, no big deal. Oh my gosh. These palettes are, I have the Naked Urban Decay Smoky palette, and then the Naked Urban Decay Heat palette. I was obsessed with the Naked Heat palette. These reds are just so beautiful. And then this is the Smoky Naked palette for a good smoky eye. We love a smoky eye palette. Here is another Urban Decay palette. This is the Naked Ultimate Basics palette, and I don't know when I got this, but I don't like it all that much. The colors are just kind of bland to me, so I bought this, and I think I might have tried it, but I didn't end up creating any looks with it. I don't really like it as much as my other palettes. This is definitely not a palette that I would go and grab compared to this. Alright, we'll move on to Revolution Makeup. The two Revolution Makeup palettes that I have. This is the Reloaded Velvet Rose palette, and I use the crap out of this as well. It's really pretty. Makeup Revolution is super affordable, and their palettes are awesome, and their eyeshadows are pigmented, so if you are a girl or boy on a budget, Makeup Revolution makeup is definitely something that you would like to try out. So they have a good mix of like shimmers and mattes, and like it's just a really good palette, especially if you like these colors, if you like neutrals. And then I also have this. Oh, this is a contour palette. Just kidding. That's for a different video. We're almost done. This is an eyeshadow palette by Charity. It's called Posh, and this is what it looks like on the inside. Charity is also super affordable makeup. I did use this quite a bit when I first got it. If you want to, you can check them on Instagram. That's how I found Charity, I believe. I had a palette, an eyeshadow palette by Charity that I used for a really long time. But this is also a makeup brand that you will want to check out if you are a babe or boy on a budget. And then I have one more palette by NYX. It's called Midnight Chaos, and it is a really beautiful palette with some like neutral colors here and purples and a little bit of blues and some light greens as well. And I do really like this palette as well. I really love these two bright colors, even though I don't really use the blue. I love this purple here, and I love this color, and this color, and this color, and this color, and this color. I really do like this palette. I found more. This is just a palette that I got, I think, for like $5. It's by Profusion Cosmetics. It was a really pretty, like easy palette. It was only $5. I can compare this one to the first Morphe little palette that I showed you guys. It's kind of like around the same colors except way cheaper. $5. There is another Revolution makeup palette that's called Eyes Like Angels, and this is a palette that I really don't use. I think I bought some of these palettes just to try because they're cheap. I don't know, I kind of felt like this palette was a bit cheaper, so I really don't use it, but some of the colors are pretty and they are pigmented, so this is definitely a palette on a budget that if you're looking for some colorful looks would be really helpful, especially to a beginner. Oh yeah, this is a pink palette. Glowing palette for looks. These are all like paints and stuff for like different looks. Not eyeshadow palettes, but different eye palettes. Oh, I remember when I bought this too. This is an LA Colors palette. I have some really pretty purples in this palette. I haven't really used it all that much. It was pretty cheap, I believe. I think I probably either got it at Walgreens or Walmart. Lower end makeup from like department stores is kind of upping their game, and I do like to try like not lower, but less expensive brands. It's good to find cheap makeup because you can't always spend, you know, so much money on a palette from Ulta or Sephora or one of your favorite makeup brands, because makeup can be very expensive. And the last palette that I have is by Urban Decay, and my little sister gave me this palette, and I think I've used it a couple times, but every shadow in this palette is a metallic, and although I do like metallics, I don't put an entire metallic lid on my face. I do like this palette, but I don't really use it, but my little sister gave this to me. But it is a really good palette. What the heck? No. Come on. Kidding me right now? Freaking kidding me? I don't get it. Whatever. And this is just, I think I got this in like an Ipsy bag. It's a cute little Pacifica like eyeshadow palette with some really pretty corals and neutrals. I do really like Pacifica. I like their roll-on like oils. They're all like natural. I was excited when I got this in an Ipsy bag because I really do like Pacifica, and they're starting to make makeup now, which is really cool. I think we've reached the end of my eyeshadow palettes, except I do have oh my gosh, I found more, but literally these are the last three. Oh, just kidding. There's a fourth. I have a problem. I have a fucking problem. So the only ColourPop eyeshadow palette that I have is this one. It's called Golden State of Mind, and it is really pretty. There are a couple eyeshadows in here that I would totally use, but I haven't really used this palette as much as my other ones, but I do really love ColourPop. ColourPop has really good products for super cheap. When I do my other videos showing you everything else in my makeup collection, I'll show you some of the other ColourPop products that I really love. But I really love ColourPop's liquid lipsticks, and I love their little Super Shock eyeshadows. I have a couple of these and they're really cheap and I really love them. And next we're gonna go on to the ones that I have displayed above me. This is a hilarious palette I think that I found at Hot Topic. It was the Nickelodeon palette, and it's a terrible eyeshadow palette. I used it for a couple of looks for some of the bright colors, but it's really not good makeup. Like I said, I got it from Hot Topic, but because it was Nickelodeon and all of these fun characters from my childhood, I had to have it. And then I actually saw that Jeffree Star did a like a makeup look using it, and it was not Jeffree Star approved, so it's not Christina approved, and I have tried using it, and it's just not a really good eyeshadow palette, but I feel like it's a little bit iconic, so I have it sitting up on my shelf above my vanity. The next one that sits on my vanity is the Too Faced Festival palette, and this palette is gorgeous with all of these really pretty shimmer metallics, but they also all have kind of like undertones, and I'm just really obsessed with this palette and the way that it looks and how cute it is. It's so cute. It's so cute. Really cute. That sits on the same desk as my Nickelodeon palette, along with this one, which is the Too Faced Clover palette, I believe. Oh, it's a Sweet Peach Glow palette. I don't know what this one's called, but it's really cute. Look at the freaking, the cover. It is so cute. And then the inside, typical Too Faced palette with this pan right here. But this one also sits on my desk or on the shelf above my vanity, so I don't really use it as much, but I just love it as just kind of sitting on my shelf because it is super cute, and how could I not? So that's it for all of my eyeshadow palettes. I kind of feel embarrassed that I have so much of them, but please, 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 please take into mind that I have been collecting these for quite some time, over a couple of years, and it is the one thing that brings me happiness. Some people spend their money on music, on video games, books. I do that too. But makeup is the one thing that brings me the most happiness, and is the one thing that I do for myself every day. So please take that into mind when you're watching this video. I understand I have a lot of palettes. I get a lot of them for birthdays, Christmases. That's what I ask for. I'm very fortunate that I have as much as I do. Yeah, makeup is my thing, so that's why I have so many products, and I want to expand like my knowledge when it comes to makeup, and I've been able to fall in love with certain brands and try a lot of different things. It's my love. That's all for today. I will definitely continue this and show you guys the rest of my makeup collection. There's way too many eyeshadow palettes, and this video is going to be long enough, so I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see the rest of my makeup collection. I'm gonna let you guys go here and stay tuned for the other videos that I plan to make about my makeup collection. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, like and subscribe if you're new here. You guys have a good day, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So goodbye.